For today's first impressions video for Marvel Strike Force, we have a character that could be one of the most interesting characters we've had in a real long time. It's really down to the cloning mechanics he's got. It opens up a whole host of possibilities for team combinations you can run when you clone enemies from other teams. So really does look to be an interesting character. So Mr. Sinister it is, of course. So in the video, what we'll do first is I've bought the pack for him, of course. So we'll open some of the orbs, we'll open some of the red star orbs, and I've actually saved up some elites as well because Mr. Sinister does look to be really strong, so I want to hopefully get some decent red stars on him. From there, we'll get him ranked up, we'll have a look at his stats. They're already been punched into the spreadsheet. We'll talk about his traits and his abilities, and I'll let you know how high I would actually level him. And then we've got some gameplay to show off his animations, and then to finish up we'll go into the usual Nexus 5.9 up against Ultimus and see how we get on, see if we can find an interesting team. It'll probably be a Marauders themed team. But let's go in and we'll actually open up the red star orbs first. Starting off here then, I've got 20 of the red star orbs. If I don't get anything decent, and by decent I'm meaning probably like a 4 or a 5, which I doubt I will, to be honest, but if I don't, then I'll go in and I'll open the 2 elite ones I've got and try my luck there. But let's jump in and get the 20 red star orbs opened first. There we go, cross your fingers. There we go, we got a free, that's alright. That's what, 5% or 10% even. That's nice for the shield team. They're really powerful again with the introduction of Coulson and War. They've completely changed up War. Ever since he's been brought out and people have managed to get him, we've actually went to the point where I'm not really clearing the war rooms anymore. We used to always get a full clear, and that's just stopped now. Coulson really has slowed everyone way down. Doing decent for 3s and 4s here, getting some duplicates and so on, but at least I'm not getting all greens. Hopefully I've not jinxed it by saying that. Let's see, we may have enough for 3 of the elites, although I'm not sure if we'll open 3. It all depends how I got on, really. We're just about on track. Get really close to having 3 of them. There's a 4 Hawkeye, so that's from a 2. 3 Sinister again. Sabertooth, he's actually 5 already for me, he's a bit of a beast. Captain Marvel. 4-star Coulson. That's decent, that's nice. I went from a 3 to a 4, so that's good. I actually used the tokens to get him up to 3 because he is so good. I was a little bit short of getting another. There we go, look at that. I'm so close, I'm just short of being able to open the additional ones there. But let's actually go in and open up the elite ones now and see if we can get a 4 or a 5 or higher on Sinister. So it's just the 2 then, because I'm short by a measly 200 credits. So here we go. I was about to say that's bad, but I suppose with the aim rework, that is good now. Next one, aim again. Again with the rework, it's not a disaster, although, well, there we go. We've got enough to open a 3rd one actually. Let's see. Loki this time, he was already 5. Well, that wasn't nice for the elites. So let's go in and we'll get Mr. Sinister ranked up now. Before we do get him ranked up, I've actually got the orbs to open. I got a bit too excited with the red star orb opening there because I got some decent pulls, but we have 8 of the orbs to open because you get 55 shards anyway, the way his pack's set up. So it's going to be a 3-star unlock minimum, unless I get 180, which I very much doubt I'll get. It's greens and blues so far. There's a 20. That's alright, but you really need a purple if you're wanting to get your character to a decent rate at all. Another green. Almost done. A blue. Purple. 40. That's alright. And then it's 675. I actually won't spend the cores at the moment, so let's go in and we'll now get them ranked up. So it will be the 3-star unlock and the 3 red stars as well. A little bit disappointing. I was hoping I'd get a little bit higher than that. Here we go. Model for him looks really nice. He does indeed look pretty sinister there. So I reckon gold wise, yeah, let's just take him up to 65. I'm going to put a fair amount of resources into him. Now from here we'll do the usual, equip all the gear and see how high we can get, and I'll skip past this part as well. So I managed to get him up to tier 9 there and 29,000 power, so that's not too bad, happy enough with that. Now before we do go in and look at the abilities, you've got the traits, so villain, global, mutant, marauder and support. Interesting ones will be mutant and marauder. It looks like it'll work really nice in a hybrid brotherhood team. Brotherhood and marauder are going to be really pretty awesome. If we look at his stats, I put them in the spreadsheet already. So health is definitely coming out an A rating. That's really high there, and that will help his clones that he makes. You've then got his damage, which is an E, that's not a problem. His armor is actually an A, so that's really interesting, really high. Focus is exceptionally high, it's an A, and it would be the equivalent of an A+. It looks like it might be one of the highest focus ratings in the game. Resistance is a B, and then you've got your speed that comes in at a flat 100, and that would be a D there. So let's now have a look at his abilities. I took them up to just short of using the orange materials on them because I simply don't have any at the moment. So the basic first is Psionic Beam. Now with this one at level 6, attack primary target for 250% damage plus 50% damage per non-cloned Marauder's ally. So that could really stack up once we start to get like the Strife and other ones. And gain an assist from a random cloned ally and 70% chance to gain an assist from a random Marauder ally. If you max it out, and I would say it's probably worthwhile doing because it's really strong for a basic, an additional 50% damage, and you always gain an assist from a random Marauder's ally. It's probably not one I would max out first on him, but in time it does look like it will be worthwhile for the guaranteed assist and extra 50% damage. Special is Gene Therapy. This one here, 5 turns to charge, comes with 2 charges. At level 6 you clear heal block from the 2 most injured allies and gain a fence up for 2 turns. You transfer all positive effects from an ally Mystique to this character. That will be really strong under certain circumstances. Imagine hitting the likes of a Luke Cage and then transferring all the buffs that she steals to everyone. And spread all positive effects from this character to 3 mutant or cloned allies. And then you heal all allies for 1500 health and 15% of this character's max health. And with the clones you're healing them as well, but just not as much. Now with this, you spread all positive effects to all mutant or cloned allies if you were to max it out. So the difference here is free mutant or cloned. Not sure about this one. I think I'm going to hold off on this for now because free's still pretty decent. If he's in a team and there's only 5 characters, although with the clone that will be 6. So essentially if you max it out, there's an extra 2 characters that you're going to spread the effects to. So potentially worthwhile, but I'm not going to say upgrade it just yet until I've played around with them a bit. Also with this as well, you get an additional 500 healing and 5% healing for cloned allies, but that really doesn't change my mind on the fact that I'm a little bit undecided at the moment. The ultimate is clone, so this one here, 7 turns to charge, comes with 3 charges. So this particular one, you summon a clone of the primary target. This clone scales with Mr. Sinister stats instead of the primary target. Clones gain defense up for 2 turns. On war defense, generate 2 ability energy for all Marauders and cloned allies. So looking at it there, it's actually 6 turns to charge, it's not 7 there, so that's decent enough. A little bit of a start up on it. The war defense isn't too strong, so that's good, I don't mind it being there. Difference from level 6 to 7 is +1 to all ability levels for this character's clone. So I need to find out how that worked, because summons generally, if you max out a skill, the summon gets the maxed out version of their own skill. So what would the +1 mean if it was maxed out anyway? Quite interesting that. Now the passive, just to finish up the abilities, is Mutant and Geneticist. That's hard to say at 1 in the morning when I'm actually recording this, because that's when they release characters for me, which isn't great. So on spawn you generate free ability energy for this character if non-cloned. On turn, heal 15% of max health, 5% of max health per Marauder ally, apply regeneration to the 2 most injured mutant allies, and on Marauder allies' turn, if this character's health is greater than 50%, we distribute 10% health from this character to that ally that's interested in that. And then you can gain additional focus there for Marauders and max health as well. If you max it out, it does look like it will be worthwhile if you're running a Marauders team. You get an extra 20% focus for Self and Marauder allies, 10% health for Self and Marauder allies, and then on War Defense 10% max health for Marauder allies as well there. So interesting, we're going to have to start putting some Brotherhood characters back into War Defense. Potentially we may have to do that there, so we're going to lose another War Offense team. That's not very good, but there we go. That's all his abilities, so let's jump in now and we'll actually show off his animations, and hopefully we can see some nice unique ones here. Let's see his entrance animation. Just drops in, nothing too special. There's ability energy straight away at the start there. So let's actually go for a clone straight away here. There we go, that looks nice. So when you're summoning clones, obviously I need more time on them, but I think it's going to really be utility characters that are really going to shine, because damage wise they're only getting a small portion, so they're not going to be doing too much. But like the Kingpin, if you clone him you're getting the offense up and the defense up, so yeah, because your buffs don't scale, a buff is a buff really. So yeah, I think it's your utility characters, although Ultron and Phoenix going to be really powerful as well there. Let's go for this. Healing 1. Just to see the animation, not that we really need to heal or anything. Getting some kills now with our Kree Royal Guard. Generally on the basics you get a few kill animations, so hopefully we'll see some of them here. Enough characters to take down. Standard laser blast there. Doing decent damage on the clone. I know this is an easy level I'm in because I'm just really showing off the animations, but still. There we go, another basic. What do we get this time? Same again. Hoping he gets a nice unique one. I'm not sure if we're going to see it if he does have a different one. He's keeping himself topped up nice. 2 hands this time. I think that's probably going to be it. It's either one-hand or two-handed blast. So animations wise they look okay. The ultimate looks pretty nice. I like the whole DNA in the background. Yeah, there we go. So that's his animations. Let's go into Nexus 5.9 now, where we'll actually be cloning Ultimus when I think about it, which is pretty nice. But otherwise, the only characters that have got the tags so far, apart from Mr. Sinister, are, let's see, it's Sabretooth and Mystique as well, but they fit in very nice with Magneto and Juggernaut. So with this team, I think we're going to absolutely demolish Ultimus. There we go. I'll put the animations on ×2 here, because the other characters, we've seen them countless times. So there's the energy going to him at the start there. And then let's see, what will we go for? Go for the blind actually. Just taunt up on Hulk. Not that it makes much difference. I'm pretty sure we'll take him out before the 4 stages are done. So there's no real value in actually using this. Just go for the basic actually. We won't be stealing anything, so we can't really spread it, which is a little bit of a pity. Well, maybe we've got a chance of stealing that offense up actually. So let's see. Yeah, has to be the clone. That's pretty awesome. That's cool. It's a really nice mechanic. There's going to be so many different characters. If you want me to actually look to do a video running over characters I think will be interesting for cloning, then do let me know and I'll look to do that. We're absolutely shredding them here. Large part of that will be the power levels of the characters we're running, of course. But this looks to be an interesting team, hybrid of Brotherhood and Marauders for sure. Let's just go for this one here. I was curious if Ultimus was going to finish off Ultimus there. It almost was. It's going to be Juggernaut. There we go. Turn number 2, absolutely smashed it, mainly due to the power levels of course, but hopefully that was interesting enough to see. So as always, I hope the video has been helpful. If you enjoyed it, take the time to leave a comment to help drive engagement and hit the like button and the share button. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again soon.